always deals with the medicines and Panchakarma procedures. In the medicines, it is of two varieties. One is herbal medicines and as well as particularly herbomineral medicines. And as well as Panchakarma procedures, these are the 5 purificatory procedures that has to be adopted by an individually in once in a year. Herbal medicines we consider there are few formulations of the mode of medicines I am going to explain. That is, one is the powder that we consider as a churnas. In herbomineral medicines, we combine with herbals as well as mineral medicines. We process it and use in the form of either powder or in the form of particularly the tablets. So we are using these medicines in many conditions. Another we are using, it is also made up of herbs and as well as the minerals. So in the minerals, it is myth that all minerals will have a toxic effect or adverse reaction. Definitely no. We are having a procedure called as purificatory procedure. That is a purification. That is in Sanskrit it is called as shodhana. And another material, the same once the crude metal is taken, that has to be processed, undergoes various purificatory procedures later.
Welcome to Digital Wellness. We all know Ayurveda, a very popular alternate system of medicine that dates back 5,000 years and is very popular especially in the region of India and Nepal. The concept of Ayurveda dates back to Indus Valley Civilization, and some of them say it is even before Indus Valley Civilization. It is very popular and very effective system of medicine, and we have covered a number of episodes on Ayurveda, its benefit, and also manufacturing of Ayurvedic products. In case you have missed watching those episodes, I will leave the link in the description. Please like, subscribe, and watch these episodes, and would appreciate if you leave a comment because it will help us to tune and serve the right content to you. The line of treatment for Ayurveda is medicines, Panchakarma line of treatment. While most of you did come back with positive responses on how Ayurveda and Ayurvedic treatments are effective, but a few of you also had questions on how Ayurveda still remains a myth in Western parts of the world, and I'm happy to be in conversation with Dr. Nayan, who is a very eminent practitioner in the field of Ayurveda. He has been practicing for the last 14 years. He is a doctorate of medicine in Ayurveda and is a professor at Ayurvedic College and Research Center, Bangalore. He is also a consultant at Dhanvantri Wellness Center, where we are currently talking to. Dr. Nayan, first of all, thank you so much for taking your time and talking to Digital Wellness. We had covered a number of episodes on Ayurveda, and we had covered Ayurveda from a medicine manufacturing and formulation, and also benefits of Ayurveda. A few of them had questions regarding, is Ayurveda used only for treating non-communicable diseases? Because one of the questions most of them had was, is it only an alternate therapy to allopathy, and is it only used for curing certain long-term issues like arthritis, paralysis, or is Ayurveda, I can only say a parallel line of treatment to allopathy?
Ayurveda is a science of life. Ayu means a life and Veda means a knowledge. It is science about the science of a life. It is one of the system of medicine also. It is not only prevent the disease, it cures the disease also. If you are following the daily regimen, seasonal regimen, there is no question of welcoming the unnecessary infections to the human beings. It is a science of life. It deals with the person when he wakes up and we go to the bed, what are the regimen he has to follow, everything explained in Ayurveda. So if you are following, unnecessary infections can be avoided. And it is not a parallel, it is an independent system of medicines where people or the patient will approach when they are not finding any particularly the curative process. They will approach Ayurveda, is there any remedy in this system of medicines. If they are coming in the initial level only, definitely we can manage. If they are coming later, it will take time. Otherwise, in acute condition as well as in chronic condition also, we can treat the individual through our system of medicines. And Ayurveda always deals with the medicines and Panchakarma procedures. In the medicines, it is of two varieties. One is herbal medicines and as well as particularly herbomineral medicines. And as well as Panchakarma procedures, these are the 5 purificatory procedures that has to be adopted by an individually in once in a year. Based on the seasons, we will adopt such principles. Based on the disease, we will adopt, and based on the healthy individuals, we adopt such individuals for the curation as well as the prevention of the diseases. In the medicines, herbal medicines, we consider there are few formulations of the mode of medicines I am going to explain. That is, one is the powder that we consider as a churnas. One are the watery decoctions, that is decoctions made by using the water, that is called as kashayams. And few modifications that in the form of a pills we consider vati or gutika, and we consider the fermented products that is called as asavas and aristas, and few products will be in the form of an lehyam, that is in the linctus where it can be lickable and as well as a chewable, and these are the different modes in the herbal medicines. Whereas in herbomineral medicines, we combine with herbals as well as mineral medicines, we process it and use in the form of either powder or in the form of particularly the tablets. This mineral always acts as a nanoparticles. It always acts on a nano system of medicines. Just like in nanotechnology, we adopted in the many centuries back only nano medicines, easy for penetration, rapid relief and as well quick in action. This is how the mineral preparations will help in curing of the particular disease.
That was very informative, doctor. You mentioned about different formulations, some in form of pills, some in form of gutikas. I also had covered in my episode when we covered B.V. Pandit's manufacturing process, about Shiva Gutika. If you can, I see a whole lot of boxes here. Can you take us through how do you kind of make out and what is the different pills and what is the different powders that you typically use?
Example I am going to tell. See, this is Apatantra Vati. It mainly helps in the epilepsy and brain disorders. So it is also contains minerals as well as herbs. So we are using these medicines in many conditions. Another example I could able to tell you, this is Arshakutara Rasa. It is mainly used in the varicose veins as well as in piles, and any varicose it is present in the esophagus also as well as in the rectum also we are using. It is also made up of herbs and as well as the minerals. In the minerals we use the prime metal called as gold, silver, copper and as a mercury, arsenic, lead, iron, etc. Even we use Navaratnas as a medicines in the form of a nanoparticle that is used in the form of an basmas. That also I am going to explain. Example, this is a Samira Pannagaras. It is made up of mainly the arsenic compounds. It is made up of mainly arsenic compounds. It is mainly helps in the brain strokes and as well as respiratory disorders. In acute condition to the chronic condition, definitely we are using and help in the conditions. And next is in Yashadabhasma. It is made up of a zinc. This Yashadabhasma mainly helps in the neurological and as well as renal impairment. Especially it is made up of zinc and mainly used in diabetes also, and as well as in infertility also we are using these particular medicines. And another formulation I am going to explain is Mandora Bhasma. It is an iron supplement. It not only helps in only the iron supplement, it helps in the reduction in the stroke incidence also, as well as if the stroke occurs to manage also, and we are using this Mandora Bhasma, and as well as we are using for the liver stimulant also, and as well as any digestive system or hemopoietic system, that is the vascular system, that we are going to use this particularly the Mandora Bhasma. So it is myth that all minerals will have a toxic effect or the adverse reaction. Definitely no. we are having a procedure called as purificative procedure. That is a purification, that is in Sanskrit it is called as shodhana. And another material, the same, once the crude metal is taken, that has to be processed, undergoes various purificative procedures. A metallic form will be completely lost and it will be converted into fine. We use medicines in the form of an herbal medicines and as well as in particular the herbomineral preparations. In the herbomineral preparations, we use primary metal, that is called as the gold, to other metals also. We use gold, silver, iron, copper, zinc, lead, arsenic, mercury, sulfur, etc. And as well as we also use navaratnas, that is the diamonds, including diamond also we are using as a medicines, from curative to the particular preventive medicine. The person who is prescribing, they should be aware where to indicate, when to indicate, how to indicate. Then only you can cut rid of all the side effects of this, particularly these basmas or herbomineral preparations. It is condition is considered as an nanotechnology, that is mainly where the crude metal, completely metal, is completely converted into an basmas, that is a nanoparticles. So usually there are several procedures have been adopted in the purification of these mineral preparations. We purify it, that is a process called as shodhana. We incinerate, the metallic form will be completely converted into nanoparticles. So highly potent medicines we are using without any adverse reaction. If it is properly purified and used, no side effect can be observed.
Busted the myths that most of them had, Dr. Nayan, because one of the questions a few of them had was, even Wikipedia also says that while Ayurveda as a system is very popular in India and Nepal, probably in the Western countries it's not so popular because Ayurvedic formulations contain lead, arsenic, mercury, sulfur, and because of that, a lot of them even hesitate to use that. So I think you busted that particular myth. It also says that there is absolutely no evidence whatsoever in terms of these medicines having any kind of real health related side effects, and it has been a tradition that's been used for the last 5,000 years. And in fact, when we did this episode on manufacturing of medicines also, we did see on how the whole processing is done with so much of care, and all the standards are being followed to actually make this formulation. But thank you so much for busting this myth that just because it contains these minerals you must not be using these medicines. Rather, they have a positive effect on whatever they do. One last question, I would also like to know, is it used only in certain areas of diseases, or Ayurveda as a system can be used across all the diseases, which all the treatment for diseases that we typically do in the allopathic area?
Treat from head to toe diseases pertaining to the human being, except in an emergency, that is an accidents and surgical intervention we are not treating. Rest of the diseases we are treating the oral medications along with the Panchakarma procedures only we are using and curing the conditions of the disease.
Hope you enjoyed this conversation with Dr. Nayan, where he clearly, with clarity, told us about the benefits of Ayurveda. He, being a very popular practitioner in the field of Ayurveda, has also busted the fact that there are a lot of myths around Ayurveda, but they can only remain as myths. Of course, there is this element of tradition and belief, and that will stay on, and that all depends upon the mind. However, in short, Ayurveda is a system of medicine where we actually take care of the overall holistic well-being, not only used when you have a disease, but is also very much used in what we call as lifestyle intervention, and hence can go a long way in prevention of diseases. You will hear more from Nayan on the benefits of Ayurveda for very particular and specific areas, and stay tuned and subscribe to our channel Digital Wellness. Thank you so much.